What's up, guys? Chasing Namely here with episode number 24 of Red versus Blue. In today's episode, we're back from mid-season, and things are looking very, very good for both FC United and Maine Road. We could have a double promotion on the cards, but we've got live comments from our league game from each today. So, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you after the intro.
Streets are full of dreams and lies. Every corner has a story. With a pint and cloudy skies, we chase our fleeting glory. Manchester Knights are calling. In the madness we are falling. Round and round the wheels turn. Bright city always burning.
So after that disappointing start to the season we had with that 2-1 loss to South Shields with FC United, we have then gone on a bit of a good run. We've only had a couple of losses in there, a handful of losses in there. We've lost, 3-4 in the league so far this season, but it's mostly been plain sailing. In terms of the cuts, we into the FA Cup first round, where we played Telford and lost 3-0. But we are playing them today in the league, and we're not going to go through all the games because that'll take forever. But that run of form has put us top of the table with 56 points, 8 points clear of Chester in second. So we're looking very good for promotion on the red side. Let's hop over to the blue side, and we'll see what's happening over there as well. So a similar story on the blue side of Manchester at Maine Road. We have had some very good results, including a 3-0 win over Bury at home with a massive crowd of 2,000 people packing in to Brantingham Road for that one. Full house, in fact. But from there, it's been okay. We've drawn a lot of games. We have won a few games. FA Cup-wise, we did get to the first round of the FA Cup, but got knocked out of replay by Shrewsbury, but on penalties as well. And we've had a decent run. We've had a strong enough run in the FA Cup that would have made us a few quid. There would have been a decent enough gate from Shrewsbury. I know I only said it's an 1,800 crowd from that home game, but you have to bear in mind they charge more for tickets than we do, and we get half the gate. So that's gone very, very well. We've been having a bit of a dipping form lately. We've out of our last 5, we've lost 2 and drawn 1. So it's not been a spectacular one. This game against Bury away, I did a little bit of playing around with the team. We still got a result, so it's worked out quite nicely as well. And today we're playing Mickleover at home in Northern Premier League. And in terms of the table, we currently sit in third place, just a point behind Bootle, and level on points with Bradford Park Avenue. We've got equal goal difference, but we're doing okay. I think we can make the playoffs if we can kick on with some good results. We are drawing a few too many games. That's what. If we just scored a couple more goals, we would be top of the table. So we're still looking pretty good for promotion at this stage. So things are looking just fine. So without further ado, let's go. As my phone decides to interrupt, let's go look at some team selections and get into some games, shall we? So we will start things off at Maine Road, where our lineup looks like this. We've got Daniel Cameron in goal. Sam Jack's not on loan. FC United starts at right back next to Alfie Cresswell and Kieran Burton. Jason Schrein starts at left back. Gethin Owen has trained fully in that defensive midfield role and looks very, very good alongside Jack Powell. Matt Ahmed, Theo Carroll and Coben Bird are the front three, or the attacking midfield three behind Gavin McDonnell, who I didn't expect to start this season, but he's forced his way into the team with some very good performances and has surpassed Justin Iwobi. So he's our starting striker at the moment. We've got Modoro, Malcolm Edwards, Greg Foley, Justin Iwobi, and new signing Harrison Batoni on the bench. Harrison Batoni, a decent-looking player released by Wigan, can play all the way up the middle and looks pretty good in all those roles. So definitely gives us some options there as well. And did have some time at Morpeth on loan in this league last season and did very, very well. So Harrison Batoni could well be breaking slowly into this side. In terms of other new signings, I also have picked up Charlie Wing in this window. We obviously don't have a role for him in this formation just yet. But I'm seeing it as the backup there to Theo Carroll as the attacking midfielder. So we're going to try and train up to play there properly. He has been released by Middlesbrough, and again, looks like a good player with some good willing to develop. So let's firm that team and go and see if we can beat Mickleover at home. So the FC United team sheet is out. There's one name standing out to me on the Mickleover team sheet as well, where we'll check on it after we give our team talk to see if that is the player I think it is, because if it is, we are in a lot of trouble. we'll just do a quick, just make sure we win. I don't know why it started lagging all of a sudden. That's it's beautiful, beautiful signs. Love it when that happens. Hopefully it will sort itself out, because that will need to be a thing. And yeah, we'll get it there. We'll get it there. So let's have a quick look at the key man, I think, for Mickleover, because if he is the one I think he is, I am worried about playing him at this level. Is that the Swindon Joel McGregor? Is it going to tell us? It is the Swindon Joel McGregor. He is a bit of a hero for us in the Swindon rebuild that we've been doing on the channel. So we're going to have to hope that he can not perform today as I try and speed the game up. We'll get out on the pitch. We'll hopefully get ourselves a solid win today. And hopefully Joel McGregor won't give us too much trouble for Mickleover. Because, you know, that's the dream, really. That's the dream. So let's get this game kicked off. We have to see all this pre-match gubbins today. I think we can avoid that. We'll just get the boys on the pitch and skip that as well, because I don't want this episode to last forever. So let's encourage the boys and try and get out there, try and get a win, because we will need one to get ourselves to the top of the Northern Premier League. We should be good enough to get there, but you know, our season starts now, as it were, or the end of our season, I guess, starts now. We're back here. We're in January. I don't think I mentioned at the start of the episode. We're in January, and yeah, we just need to get some results together to get this Maine Road team over the line. I think playoffs is safe as things stand. Famous last words, but I'd like us to win the title and get promoted automatically, because I don't want to do another playoffs. We seem to do them all the time. Well, to say that's been an uneventful first half would be the understatement of the century, I think. Maybe I should have let the in-frozen stuff play out and done a little bit of pre-match, because we might not get any highlights in this game, and that could be a disappointing check-in on FC. In fact, I'm just going to grab Gavin McDonald with a little pointy finger and just say, buddy, could you just get better, because we'd wait you to score a goal. Hopefully in the second half we'll at least get a highlight, because this game is going with no trade. I think the two teams are cancelling each other out tactically. I have made one small change where I've made Ahmed back into an inside forward, because he was playing better in that role, even though he prefers to play as a winger. But it's not really giving us any results just yet, which is something we need to work on. So we finally get a highlight. One of our subs, Malcolm Edwards, on the ball. I've done a bit of a tactics to try and get something out of this game. Few role changes. Malcolm Edwards is playing as a wide target man. Greg Foley's gone as a sub. Justin Iwobi's come on and been turned into a pressing forward. And with Theo Carroll, an attacking midfielder, has paid off immediately as Justin Iwobi finally gets a goal to break the deadlock. And, well, that was, I don't know, a bit too long in coming. And it's weird that, you know, I hoped up that we'd had a striker unexpectedly scoring a lot of goals for us and knocking Justin Iwobi out of the team. And he comes off the bench and says, actually, boss, what about me? I can still do this for you. And has stepped up and got a goal for us to put us ahead, which is nice. Gavin McDonald really should have been putting in a better shift if you want to stay on the pitch. But, you know, so far, I would say that's going pretty well. We can be quite happy with how the performances are going now. And I'd like to get a second goal, just to be on the safe side. I don't know what the league table looks like. We're now level on points with Bradford Park Avenue, although Bootle has scored literally as I say that. So, you know, it is still all to play for at the top of the Northern Premier League as the ball goes deep from a goal kick now. Headed on by Powell to Iwobi, back to Powell, looking for Foley on a run down the far side. Can he get a good cross in here? Foley with a low cross to Theo Carroll, who bundles it over the line. And he, despite wanting to play as a support striker, seems much, much happier playing as an attacking midfielder in terms of his goal scoring. So we're going to keep that up as a thing, because we've now made it 2-0. And I'd certainly say that maybe we shouldn't have been tinkering. I did do a little bit of a tinker with this tactic before the game. But I do like Malcolm Edwards as that wide target man. I think that's probably an extra dimension. But he is the only player in the squad that can play there. And frankly, he's not one of the better players in the squad. He's very much a backup. I've also not made any subs. Well, I have made subs. My brain was completely fading out then. Good stuff. Anyway, we will see this one out with a lovely 2-0 win. And we can just do a lovely team talk in the dressing room. and then let's go and see what's happening over at FC United. So no new signings to speak of at FC United. We have rotated things a little bit from our last few games. Matty Downing is coming at left back. That's purely just because our options were a little bit limited. We have had a couple of injuries in the squad and things to not help us out entirely. Trying to remember who was playing left back. I think it's been a brain has just blue screen. I think it's just been kind of a mix of players playing there because we've had players who can play in all these positions who've just been rotating in and out. It's been a bit odd. But either way, Connor Bryant starts in goal. We've got Teddy Ramwell at right back, Hockenholland Miller in the centre of defence with Matty Downing playing as a left back. In fact, I meant to switch Miller to playing as a central defender. We'll do that now because he's slightly better at it. Yeah, Matty Downing at left back, Callum Hewlett, familiar role as defensive midfielder behind Willis and Pinlock. Neil Hoskins continues on the right-hand side. He's having a very good season, 27 games, 9 goals, and a 7.16 average rating. On the other side, a 7.15 average rating for Joel Catesby. He's had 11 goals this season and is looking very good, behind Jordan Oswald, who's had 14 goals this season, starting up top. On the bench, we've got Dylan Crowe, we've got Mark Frankie McMahon-Brown, Jay Fitzmartin, and Charlie Ragg. Jay Fitzmartin wants more football, that's why he's unhappy. And Neil Hoskins thinks he's playing in he's unhappy about me not improving the coaching team, even though he did improve the coaching team. So go figure. Connor Brown hasn't been playing in goal of late, even though I thought he'd be our first choice this season. Sebastian Jensen has kept his shirt, but Connor Brown's starting to get unhappy, and I think he's got a higher ceiling than Sebastian Jensen, so that is why he's going to play today. But anyway, without any further chit-chat, let's get ourselves into this game and see if we can get another result to progress us this season and hopefully secure promotion. So here in the FC United dressing room, we're going to say we're doing well on a good run. Let's keep it going because, frankly, what else would we say? We're going to say I've got faith in to go out there and make a difference. I do need to work out what I'm doing. I need a better out-and-out left back. It has been a bit of a headache for me this season. It's the one area of the team I really feel like we've not got a settled player. And I do need to find someone who can do that. So we will work on that as we go. But we'll just try and make the best of today. We've got a good team. Telford United have got a good team. We have already beaten them once in the league this season. They sit in their 11th with 40 points. So they're some way behind us on the league bump. We do owe them for putting us out the FA Cup. So we're going to try and exact some revenge today at home, where hopefully a good result can be coming. And we will get an early encouraged shout out there because that's going to be of vital importance for this game. And hopefully we can get a good result and see if something better is on the horizon for us in the future. Which I'll try and find a new left back by the end of the window, a proper full-time left back, because Matty Downing's not really up to this level. But otherwise, we're looking like a good side. We are not being outclassed majorly most of the time. So we just need to push on for promotion. So first highlight of the game there is Basie for Telford to Tipton. Tipton with a big ball forward in the rain here and headed on by Monday, but only as far as Ockenhole, who goes forward to Hewlett. Hewlett to Pimlet. Pimlet out wide for Downing. Can Matty Downing find a pass? Does. Finds Pimlet on, I guess, the overlap. Back to Miller. To Pimlet again. Over the top looking for Oswald, who can't get on the end of that run. Or on the end of that ball. It was a bit hopeful. As Basie takes maybe a little bit too long on the ball there. Tipton to Powell now. And so we need to see if we can take advantage of that. If that's one of his characteristics, taking too long on the ball, then we'll have a field day as Oswald gets the ball back to Willis. Willis on a run now, plays it inside for Catesby. Catesby outside for Downing. Downing should look to cross here. He's going to go it alone, I think. He's going to have a shot. He has had a shot. And frankly, should have passed it. But, fair play. He got a shot away, and now we're back being counted on. And Norris is coming straight at us. Let's try and defend this. Good, deep, early cross. And header from Monday, but Brand has saved it. And he's going to get a run of games now from probably until at least March. We'll keep him as our number one, just because I want to make an informed decision on our goalkeeper next season. So we give him a run of games, give him a proper shake just to see how he looks. I don't think it'll affect our form too much. I say that as George Monday gets a goal, and you've got to question would our other keeper, would Jensen have saved that? But it's not like he was miles away from it. So we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because it was a good shot. And frankly, on any other day, Bran had that. I think we can safely say. So, we'll we'll just chalk that up to experience. We'll go again, and we will try and get ourselves back into the game. Let's demand more from the boys. We're going to throw in now for Telford. Claxton back to Llewellyn, to Onanuga, and he goes into the box, and Monday gets a second, and I don't know what's happening. We've been so good. We've been so good. I don't know if Telford added some new signings, if they were missing players and we beat them before. I'm not quite sure how we're getting outclassed by them at this stage. Also, shout out to these FC United fans sitting in the rain with no cover. Outstanding commitment to the team. But yeah, we are going to have to make some decisions. I think if Matty Downing is costing us, because Onanuga has made both those assists, and it looks like Matty Downing might be getting outclassed on that left-hand side. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. We've also been booked, which is not helpful. But, you know, we'll yell at the boys a few times, and we'll see if that maybe inspires them into a comeback in the second half. As Monday now run for this. If it goes down to 3-0, we'll be in trouble. Hockenhull gets a foot in there. Pimlet does win it back, but it's not really a great, strong tackle. And Norris now has the ball for Telford to Powell. Powell to guard out again to Norris, the left-back. He's just taking us apart. And George Monday completes his hat-trick in the first half. And I've got no words for this defensive performance. I've not changed anything tactically, bar that one change with Brian Miller that shouldn't have made a huge difference. And somehow we're being taken apart. I might move Miller back to being a ball-playing defender. He'll just have to suck it up and learn to like it, I'm afraid, because that was working and this is not. So we're going to switch it back and just see if that maybe makes us a bit defensively better. But it looks like they're going to score a fourth before half-time. And at that point, I am going to start screaming at players. I'll be completely honest, because this is appalling. As Llewellyn gets the ball on the far side to Onanuga, and he'll go back to Llewellyn for a cross, looking for Monday for a fourth, and luckily he doesn't get it. 5 minutes of added time, though. It's not something I want to see, and these boys are going to get quite the rollicking at half-time. They've just been berated, but they're going to get another one at half-time because not one of them is playing well. And that is always a bad sign when you haven't at least got one bright spot in the team when you're being beaten like this. As Ramwell gets a free kick to Pimlet, back to Ram, should have had a shot. Ramwell to Catesby. Catesby has a pop and basically makes a great save. But that's the most threatening we've looked all game, to be honest. And that's still not quite good enough. So we are Vanarama, you're letting yourself down. This isn't good enough. And we're going to grab all the players who are not doing the business because they are not stop doing the business. It looks like Matty Downing is starting to recover a rating, which is nice because he would have got screamed at otherwise. And we're just going to say you've not been good enough so far. Get it together and send them back out to hopefully have a better second half. There's no reason we should be getting beaten this easily by Telford. And I don't know why it's happening. I thought this was our for sure win, which is why it was the second game today. But yeah, I've just got no answers, really. No answers to why we are underperforming this badly. And it's sort of 50-50 what changes I can make from the bench that are going to really influence this game, which is a bit worrying. We'll have to figure it out very shortly. Ramwell with a throw into Willis. Let's get a goal. We'll just get the momentum back in our favour. Hockenhull now across to Miller. Miller, with time on the ball, needs to find a pass, does find Willis. And Willis will look for an outlet to Hockenhull. We're being pinned back, which I don't like. Willis is just playing to defenders, which is not what we needed to be doing. Hoskins finds Hewlett. Hewlett goes for a very short pass to Pimlet. Should have hit that a bit harder. Miller now, we almost stretched them. And Pimlet to Downing, to Catesby now. Catesby to Pimlet. Pimlet gives the ball away, but gets it back and finds Hewlett for Willis. Willis, we need to create something here. Hoskins with a first-time pass to Oswell. Oswell with a shot. And Jordan Oswell has finally come into this game. And hopefully that's going to make it slightly easier for me to decide who to substitute. Because, honestly, I was looking at the average range thinking I could take off 9 players here quite comfortably. But that will make it a little bit of an easier decision because we'll see whose heads come up after that. And hopefully we can get more goals out of this game. Well, I have made the changes. The game seems to be ticking to a close. Kerr came on a centre-half, Crowe has come on as a holding midfielder, and McMahon Brown as the box-to-box, and he's having a pretty good game since coming on. But I think it's just too little too late. I think maybe those guys should have started. And, yeah, it's... this one is very much on me. We'll go into the dressing room. We're probably going to tell them they've just not played well. I'm embarrassed by that, but just absolutely shameful. But let's wrap the episode up, shall we? So after a good win and a pretty embarrassing loss, we are going to come back at the end of the season. We are, and I say the end of the season, we're going to come back on the 17th of April because there is no FC United game on the 24th. So we'll be playing Vauxhall Motors at home with FC United, with Maine Road, and with FC United, we'll have a game against Peterborough Sports. That will see out the season. I'll be looking for a new left back for FC United as well, because I think that's going to be a vital component to the rest of our season. But anyway, guys, let's wrap up the episode. Thank you very much for watching. As always, been chasing lamely. Do like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave the comments down below, share with your friends, all that good stuff, all helps out the channel. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and have a good one.